Welcome back to our channel. In the vibrant landscape of 1990 America, as the nation surged toward the close of a dynamic century, countless small artifacts of everyday life quietly marked the passage of time. Among them was the humble one-dime coin, small in size, but immense in significance. It circulated through busy hands and quiet pockets, passed over counters, slipped into payphones, and clinked into savings jars without ceremony. Yet, within the endless stream of commerce and routine, a few of these modest dimes would later rise to a place of honor among collectors, cherished for their beauty, rarity, and an almost magical survival against the odds. The 1991 dime featured the familiar and dignified portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt on its obverse, a design that had graced the 10-cent piece since 1946. Sculpted by John R. Cynic, Roosevelt's profile was an enduring tribute to the man who had steered America through the Great Depression and World War II, and who had championed the fight against polio, leading to the foundation of the March of Dimes itself. In every detail of his face, the resolute brow, the steady gaze, the tight line of his mouth, there was a sense of determination and hope, qualities that echoed across decades. The reverse of the dime was a masterpiece of symbolism. It presented a torch standing tall in the center, flanked by an olive branch to the left and an oak branch to the right. Together, they represented liberty, peace, and strength, ideals woven deep into the fabric of American identity. The inscriptions encircling the design, "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and "One Dime," were timeless affirmations of unity and resilience. In 1990, the U.S. Mint produced dimes at its Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco facilities. While billions were struck for everyday use, only a few were destined for exceptional fates. For most, the journey was one of wear and tear, of fading luster and dulled impressions, of merging into the backdrop of ordinary life. But amid the sea of common coins, a handful of 1990 dimes were set apart by circumstance, preserved in flawless condition, their surfaces untouched, their brilliance undimmed. Today, these rare surviving dimes command breathtaking values in the numismatic world. A pristine, top-rated 1990 dime, gleaming with its full original luster and showing every minute detail with sharp precision, can fetch between $65,000 and $130,000 at auction or in private sales. Such figures have astonished both seasoned collectors and casual observers alike, transforming the small, unassuming dime into a treasure worth dreaming about. Achieving such staggering prices requires the highest levels of preservation. Coins must possess a perfect or near-perfect strike, with full bands visible on the torch, a feature that proves the coin was struck with enough force to capture even the most intricate details. The surfaces must be immaculate, free of the tiniest blemish, scratch, or discoloration. The fields must shine with a brilliant, mirror-like finish or a rich, original frostiness, depending on the minting process. Even the tiniest flaw can diminish a coin's potential and separate a merely excellent dime from a true numismatic masterpiece. The stories of discovery are as fascinating as the coins themselves. Imagine an elderly woman in Ohio, sifting through a box of old coins she had saved from her travels over decades. Among them, nestled between faded pennies and tarnished nickels, was a 1990 dime so perfect it seemed almost unreal. A trip to a grading service and a shocked appraisal later, she found herself the owner of a dime worth a small fortune, its value exceeding her wildest dreams. Or think of a young boy in Texas, who collected change as a hobby, dreaming one day of finding something special. After countless evenings spent examining coins under a magnifying glass, he stumbled across a 1990 dime pulled from an uncirculated roll that dazzled under the light. Years later, that same dime would sell at auction for enough to fund his college education, a shining testament to the power of patience and curiosity. Such moments reveal a deeper truth about coin collecting. It is a pursuit not just of money, but of history, beauty, and chance. It is the art of noticing the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary, of finding the forgotten and elevating it to its rightful place of honor. As time marches forward, coins, like the 1990 dime, become ever rarer in top condition. The slow grind of circulation, the careless handling, the simple erosion of years conspire against them. Every remaining flawless specimen grows more precious, more coveted, more valuable as each day passes. To hold a perfect 1991 dime in your hand is to hold a fragment of America's ongoing story, a tangible connection to a year filled with its own hopes, struggles, and dreams. It whispers of an era now gone, preserved forever in metal and memory. And for the few who recognize its brilliance, it represents not only the poetry of survival, but the thrilling promise of treasure, one that today can command anywhere from $65,000 to $130,000, waiting to reward the careful eye, the patient heart, and the dreamer willing to believe that greatness can indeed come in the smallest of forms. In the early 1980s, America stood at the crossroads of change. It was a time marked by shifting politics, technological advancements, and a cultural renaissance that would shape generations to come. Against the backdrop of these grand transformations, everyday life thrived quietly, captured in small but meaningful tokens. Tokens like the 1981 one-dime coin, small in size, yet immense in the stories it could tell. This dime, light as a feather and easily overlooked in the shuffle of busy lives, carried with it the silent echoes of an era fueled by optimism, struggle, and the endless chase of the American dream. The 1981 one-dime bore the enduring portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a fitting tribute to a leader whose spirit of resilience still inspired millions long after his passing. The design, crafted decades earlier by John R. Cynic, remained a symbol of courage in the face of adversity. Roosevelt's profile, chiseled with soft strength and solemnity, gazed leftward, forever looking toward the future. Every curve and shadow on that tiny coin seemed to speak of battles fought and victories won, not just on the world stage, but in the daily lives of millions striving to build a better tomorrow. Turning the coin over revealed a simple yet profound image, a torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace, and an oak branch standing for strength and independence. These emblems, arranged with elegant symmetry, encapsulated the ideals that defined the very soul of America. Encircling them were the bold, proud inscriptions, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and the ever-familiar, one dime. In every aspect, the coin was not just a medium of exchange, but a compact piece of national identity, carried unknowingly in pockets, purses, and cash registers across the country. The U.S. Mint struck the 1981 dimes at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most entered circulation almost immediately, destined to serve their practical purpose until time, and were eventually claimed their sharp details and glossy luster. They paid for morning coffees, newspaper stands, parking meters, and late-night snacks. They jingled in coin jars, fell between couch cushions, and lived lives as humble and unremarkable as the moments they touched. But among the countless millions, a precious few managed to escape the rough hands of circulation, sealed away in pristine condition, untouched by time's relentless march. It is these rare survivors that today captivate collectors and historians alike. When preserved in flawless condition, untouched by even the slightest blemish, a 1981 one dime becomes a breathtaking prize. So much so that in the numismatic world, these pristine examples now command values between an astonishing $72,000 and $145,000, depending on their condition, strike quality, and eye appeal. It's almost surreal to think that a coin once casually exchanged for a pack of gum or a bus fare now holds the power to change lives through its incredible value. To command such a lofty price, a 1981 dime must meet almost impossibly high standards. Its surfaces must be mirror-like and dazzling, free from the slightest nick, scratch, or contact mark. The strike must be sharp and bold, with the torch's vertical and horizontal bands fully split and clearly visible under magnification. Luster must dance across its face, shimmering under the light like the day it left the mint. Even the tiniest imperfection, a small spot, a weak strike, a minute scuff, can mean the difference between a good coin and an extraordinary, once-in-a-lifetime specimen. Stories of these miraculous finds add an air of magic to the coin's journey. Imagine a young woman in Kansas, rummaging through a box of childhood keepsakes tucked away in an attic. Amidst old letters, baseball cards, and forgotten trinkets, she stumbled across a jar of coins saved by her grandfather. Among the pennies and nickels, a brilliant 1981 dime gleamed as if freshly minted. A visit to a grading expert later, and her modest discovery was valued at a life-changing six figures. Or envision a retiree in Arizona, a lifelong hobbyist who had spent years meticulously collecting uncirculated mint sets. One evening, while reviewing his collection under a powerful magnifier, he spotted a 1981 dime that seemed to defy age itself, its fields as flawless as glass, its devices as sharp as mountain peaks. That single coin would eventually draw a bidding war at auction, culminating in a sale price that secured his grandchildren's college education. Moments like these underscore the timeless allure of numismatics, the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the awe of realizing that even the most common objects can hide extraordinary treasures. The 1981 dime is a testament to patience, attention to detail, and a touch of serendipity. It reminds us that sometimes greatness waits quietly, tucked away in the folds of everyday life, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. As the years continue to pass, the number of surviving flawless 1981 dimes dwindles ever further. Coins are lost, damaged, or overlooked, their potential value slipping quietly away. For collectors and dreamers alike, the chase becomes ever more thrilling, the stakes ever higher, and the stories ever richer. To hold one of these rare gems is to hold a tangible piece of history, a flash of the past preserved against all odds. The 1981 one dime, born in an era of hope and uncertainty, endures today as a symbol of enduring value, not just monetary, but cultural, historical, and emotional. In its small, shining form, it carries the spirit of a nation, the dreams of a generation, and the proof that even the humblest coin can hold a world of meaning and magic. The year 2004 arrived with the world in motion, driven by innovation, exploration, and a yearning for progress that defined a new century. America, deeply rooted in its past, but always leaning forward into the future, was experiencing a time of dynamic change. Amidst the constant buzz of advancing technology, political discourse, and cultural evolution, the small and familiar remained steadfast. And one of those everyday fixtures was the simple yet iconic one dime coin. The 2004 one dime, though modest in size, embodied a nation's spirit, carrying forward the legacy of hope, strength, and unity that had been carefully etched into its design decades earlier. The coin's obverse featured the familiar, dignified profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His resolute gaze, turned leftward, captured a spirit of leadership through adversity, a fitting tribute to the man who had guided the nation through the Great Depression and the majority of World War II. John R. Sinek's design had stood the test of time, maintaining its relevance even as generations evolved and the world changed around it. Each gentle curve and subtle line in Roosevelt's face told a story of resilience, compassion, and the unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. Turning the coin over revealed a triad of symbols that perfectly captured the ideals upon which America stood. The central torch burned brightly for liberty, its flames unwavering even against the invisible winds of history. To its left, an olive branch unfurled, offering peace and goodwill. To the right, a sturdy oak branch stood strong, symbolizing strength and perseverance. Encircling these images were the proud declarations, "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and "One dime," affirming the unity and identity of a people stitched together from countless diverse threads. The 2004 dimes were produced at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Billions of coins rolled from the minting presses, their bright faces freshly struck and full of promise. Most entered circulation immediately, destined to serve in daily transactions and the small rituals of everyday life, paying parking meters, vending machine snacks, making change at gas stations. They slipped unnoticed into the currents of commerce, fulfilling their duty with silent, dependable grace, but hidden among the countless ordinary coins, A few remarkable specimens escaped the bruises and abrasions of circulation. These pristine examples, untouched by wear and preserved in immaculate condition, became silent treasures waiting to be discovered. Collectors prize these rare survivors, and for the 2004 one dime, their value can soar to astonishing heights. In fact, depending on their quality, strike sharpness, and visual appeal, these extraordinary coins now command staggering prices ranging from $50,000 to $110,000 in today's numismatic market. It's an incredible leap for something so seemingly ordinary, reminding us that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable worth. The path to such high valuation is steep and demanding. Only coins displaying a flawless strike, where even the tiniest details of Roosevelt's hair, the torch's flame, and the oak branch's leaves are sharp and complete, can even begin to aspire to these lofty heights. Their surfaces must be mirror smooth, reflecting light with a brilliant luster free from scratches, contact marks, or blemishes. A perfect 2004 dime, when held under a magnifier, reveals a miniature world of artistry and precision, a testament to the craftsmanship and care that the U.S. Mint still strives to uphold. The stories of these rare finds often sound like modern fairy tales. Picture a young college student in Michigan who, while helping his grandmother sort through old change jars for a school project, stumbled upon a 2004 dime that glinted a little more brightly than the rest. Intrigued, he placed it in a protective sleeve and eventually took it to a coin dealer, only to learn that his casual discovery could cover an entire year of tuition fees. Or imagine a retired couple in Florida, lifelong hobbyists who, while flipping through their meticulously preserved uncirculated sets, unearthed a specimen so pristine that it triggered a bidding frenzy at an auction, securing their dream of traveling the world. Such discoveries are rare, but their rarity only heightens their allure. They are a testament to patience, attentiveness, and a little bit of luck, the idea that fortune can be hidden in plain sight, waiting for those with the eyes and heart to see it. The thrill of finding a perfect 2004 one dime coin is more than just monetary. It's the thrill of participating in a grand and timeless adventure, one where history, artistry, and destiny intersect in the most unexpected ways. Today, more and more collectors are turning their gaze toward modern dimes, recognizing that even coins from the 21st century hold secrets yet to be fully appreciated. As time marches forward, these pristine examples become scarcer, making each new discovery all the more precious. Holding a perfect 2004 dime isn't merely about owning a valuable artifact. It's about holding a piece of living history, a fragment of a nation's ongoing journey that has quietly traveled through time to find a new guardian. The 2004 one dime coin, small enough to be lost among pocket change, stands as a powerful reminder that greatness often comes wrapped in the most unassuming forms. It captures the enduring strength of a nation, the quiet dignity of its heroes, and the ever-bright flame of its ideals, all contained within the glint of silver that so often goes unnoticed, yet holds the power to dazzle those willing to look a little closer.